Bandidos, what up? Your boy Tux here, and we're back with the Division 2. Season 2 is just around the corner, and with it, we have some brand new incoming modifiers, different than what we've seen in past seasons. I'm going to break them all down and feed you all the details you need to know so that you can hit the ground running when Season 2 launches. Let's do this.
Wait, did we just become best friends? So nice to meet you. I think you're cool.
Piece of shit wristwatch.
First things first, I am into PTS, so please excuse my character's nudity. Things just kind of loaded up weird here. Didn't have time to debug it. Also, you should know that some of these things that we'll be covering today are subject to change, so look out for any updates in future patch notes. The modifier system was introduced a few seasons ago as part of the Seasons 2.0 update. It's really changed how we interact with this game. Now, every season, the modifiers change, and that brings a ton of fun, but also a lot to learn. So hopefully this guy smooths out that learning curve for you. Let's walk through the details. To turn on the modifier system, you have to go to your receiver and then manually activate. There's always one global modifier that drives the whole theme, and this one's called Divide and Conquer. So you're going to gain a rate of fire bonus for each contested named zone on the current map, up to 30% rate of fire, and then you're going to gain rate of fire and a weapon damage bonus for each name zone under complete SHD control, up to 30% rate of fire and 30% weapon damage. Now that might all sound confusing, but let me just distill it down to the basics. So there's 11 total named zones. You'll have 0 under control, and you're gonna have to take them down one by one until you own all of them. If you zoom out and look at your map, you might be familiar with the zones like the East Mall, the Southwest, Potomac Park, etc., etc. So those are the named zones we're talking about. Your job is to capture them. Simple. You do that by taking over the control points and then holding on to them, because sometimes the enemies like to take them back. An SHD controlled name zone has both these two things. The zone border outline is white and all the control points are green. So once you have all of the zones under your control by capturing all those control points, then you're going to have the full 30% rate of fire and 30% weapon damage. And this is a progressive system, so you do earn it as you go. It's nice that they split up the rate of fire and damage, because when the enemy comes to contest a zone that you've already captured, you're not going to lose the rate of fire bonus. You're only going to lose the damage bonus until you secure that zone again. And you should know that by resetting control points, you are also resetting your global modifier, and you will have 5 active modifiers. We'll go over these in more detail in a moment, but from a high level, advanced material, which is about skills and specialization weapons. Sanitization, all about catching your enemies on fire. Zealot is all about being immune to incoming damage. Spiced up is kind of a berserk mode, and Say Cheese is a crowd control, especially good with shield builds. And there's something else that they added. You now can and must level them up in order to get additional benefits. So that's what the tables are down below. So you're going to see the stats where you are at the current level and what the next level will be once you unlock it. And then at the top, it shows you your progress to the next level. If we look at advanced material, I'm at level 2 right now, in progress to level 3, and once I get to level 5, skills are overcharged for the duration of the modifier. And you only have to progress through these once. When you reset your map and all of your control points, it's not going to reset your progress on your active modifiers. So the condition to level these up are all the same. Basically, eliminate hostiles or complete particular retaliations against the faction listed in the modifier. I use these quite a bit all on their own without being leveled up, and they work really good. So those effects are definitely pure bonus. For the passive modifiers, they're going to come in 2 sets of 5. You have universal modifiers and faction modifiers. So they're pretty specific, definitely making them conditional. So stepping stone, eliminating assaults, basically your average grunt, with headshots adds hollow point ammo to your magazine. Keep out, shooting a rusher within 10 meters staggers them. When this happens, you gain a movement speed of 20% that lasts for 10 seconds. Rupert's tear, so when you break any piece of a tank's armor, all their armor pieces are broken. When this happens, you apply bleed to enemies within 15 meters of the target. And then compromised, when you are in cover, your headshot damage against snipers increases by 100%. If you hit a sniper while they are in cover, they are forced to exit cover. And then batter up. Any grenade within 5 meters of you is destroyed. Cooldown 30 seconds. While in cooldown, the radius of your grenades increases by 100%. All right, for the faction ones. So shooting a hyena shield deflects your bullets, dealing 50% of that damage to each enemy within 10 meters of the target. Then there's quicksand. I like this one. Breaking an immobilizer's weak point applies foam to all enemies within 20 meters of that target, which is quite far. Scorched earth. So breaking a scorcher's gas canister inflicts burning on all enemies within 7 meters of the target. And check this. They burn until they die. It's ruthless. All right, mismanagement. I didn't actually test this one, but it's intended for the Rikers. So when a leader is eliminated, all enemies within 80 meters that were affected by the leader's overheal suffer bleeding. Upon eliminating the leader, you gain 20% bonus armor. In bad reception, I also tested, but it was unfortunately glitched and not working. So destroying a controller's drone breaks the controller's weak point and shocks the controller and all enemies within 20 meters of them. Next, let's talk about how you unlock these. They did change some things here, but the only way to unlock your modifiers are through the journey. There's going to be 8 total journeys, and the good news is that this time around, you're going to get the bulk up front. Completing level 1 is just some basic rewards. And again, all the reward systems aren't filled in here, so I'm sure there'll be more rewards throughout this thing than what's listed. But by completing level 2 of your journey, you're gonna unlock all of your active modifiers, which is amazing. Put that one on your list of things to do on day 1. You're also gonna unlock the stepping stone passive modifier, one of the best ones, because that one gives you special ammo. And just like before, you pick 6 of the items in the objectives to complete. So by completing journey mission 3, you're gonna take down unfriendly fire. 4 is gonna give you quicksand, which is the riot foam. 5 is gonna give you scorched earth, which is all about breaking that fire tank. 6 is gonna give you mismanagement, which is about the Rikers. 7 is bad reception, which is the drones. And 8 is gonna give you, well, looky here, a mask. As usual, there are 3 hostile modifiers. First one's called Out of Mind. So after taking no damage for 5 seconds, the affected enemy gains 10% movement speed and 15% rate of fire boosts that increase over time, up to 20% movement speed and 30% rate of fire. Damaging the enemy removes the boost and restarts the timer. So this one is the most frequent one you're gonna see out there. Now this one's gonna be tough, Wedge. So the affected enemy applies a 5% outgoing damage boost to themselves and their allies within 10 meters. Each additional ally within 10 meters increases the boost up to a maximum of 30% outgoing damage. So it's going to be on one guy, and then the other 3 are going to have one of the other modifiers. So that's why Wedge is extremely dangerous, because these stack. Overwatch. The affected enemy gains an overheal equal to 2 times their base health while they have a gadget deployed. Destroying the gadget removes the overheal. The guy in the field will have a purple icon. This one's actually one of the better overheals that we've received. We seem to get overheal every season, and in the past they always have it. In this one, it's only when he deploys the gadget, so it's not so menacing. My take on the hostile modifiers is they're not bad, but the enemies are cranked up. But so are you. It seems like it's keeping things in balance. And in heroic open world, these didn't seem to be a problem or spark any sort of frustration. In solo legendary, I felt the pain. So more to explore there. Let's dive in deeper on the active modifiers. You can change these at any time, by the way. And the first one we'll look at is called Advanced Material. So your skills gain extra skill tiers, and your signature weapons gain weapon damage boost against regular enemies as per the table below. The boost is multiplied by 1.5 against named enemies. Additionally, signature weapons gain a rate of fire boost and a reload speed boost as per the table below, and have unlimited ammunition. I'm on level 1, working my way up to level 2, my current level and my next level. So at my current level, I'm at 60% weapon damage, and then that'll push to 70% when we go up. We got 10% boost to RPM, 20% boost to reload. We get 3 skill tiers, and next level, that'll be 4 skill tiers. That's crazy. The duration is 45 seconds on this. That goes up to 55, and the cooldown at 60 seconds. Once we get to level 5, our skills are overcharged for the duration of the modifier. That is badass. For this showcase, I'm going to show you two builds. For the first one, I'm running what looks like on the surface a striker DPS build, and it is. But I'm running the memento for that skill tier. I'm running the mechanical animal, which is going to give me a skill tier on kill up to 4. Right there, we have 5 skill tiers. And with the advanced material modifier, when we activate it, we're automatically going to get 3. So depending on where my mechanical animal is, we could either have 4 total skill tiers at the low point once I activate that modifier, or the high point will be overcharge. Here's me kicking it off in the beginning. So as you can see, the drone only has 1 skill tier. That's from the memento backpack. And then when we turn it on, it jumps immediately to 4. And so I have 0 kills on the mechanical animal so far. Now, here's a couple of moments later. I have 1 kill on the mechanical animal and then the skill tier in my backpack. So we're at 2. And then I'm going to activate the modifier, and that puts us immediately into overcharge, also because I got an additional kill at about the same time. So that makes these skills super strong, and I'm an all DPS build here. So now that we've showed off the skills, let's show off the specialization weapon. So I'm running a sniper build here, and I'm using the skill tier boost to crank up the decoy and my heals. We're just cracking out some serious damage with the specialization weapon. And that's giving us faster reloads and unlimited ammo while this is active. Okay, the next one is called Say Cheese. I'm at level 1 working my way to level 2. So you're gonna blind hostiles in a cone in front of you. Holding a shield when triggering this modifier increases the range and the radius of the blinding effect. Eliminating these blinded enemies reduces the cooldown of the modifier. You look at the very bottom, when running a shield and eliminating enemies, you're going to get another 1 second reduction. So you get a double cooldown reduction. So the cooldown on this at base is 40 seconds. And next level, it'll go to 35. The range is 10 meters. The radius is 60 degrees. The range with the shield goes to 20 meters. That's plus 10. And the radius with the shield goes to 90 degrees, an additional 30. And all these stats increase next level. And the cooldown when you eliminate a blinded enemy is 1 second. Yeah, so really good. I found that this one is going to be great at not just keeping damage off of you, but preserving the integrity of your shield, keeping them from breaking it. You're going to like this one. It's called Zealot. I'm on level 2 working to 3. So on activation, gain 15 stacks of Zealot. So each one grants weapon damage and damage reduction boosts. After 10 seconds, you begin losing 1 stack per second, and the stack consumption rate increases every 10 seconds. Eliminating hostiles restores Zealot stacks, basically adds time. So upon reaching 0 stacks, a damaging EMP explosion is triggered at your location, leaving you at 1 health. For each enemy hit by the explosion, recover armor and health. Let's first talk about the stacks. So the damage reduction at my current level is 7% per stack. You start with 15, which is going to be 105% damage reduction, and every kill will increase that, but you're degrading at the same time. And then for weapon damage, you're at 3.5% increase per stack. So when you kick this thing off, you're at 52.5% increase in weapon damage. So you can start off with 15 stacks. At my next level, I'll be 20, which is great. And then we have a 1-minute cooldown. And then currently we get 3 stacks per kill. And then there's the recovery EMP per hit. So when there's an enemy in range, let's just say 1, and that EMP goes off, then you're going to get 20% of your armor and health back. And then the bonus, when you level this up to 5, for each stack consumed, the EMP's explosion damage increases by 2%. So making that more lethal. But yeah, so this thing can almost kill you. So notice it says it leaves you at 1 health. So that means it's not going to kill you. But if you're taking damage when this thing goes down, then it can. So you have to think through that. I found the memento is really nice with this because the bonus armor does actually absorb a lot of that damage. So the idea is with the EMP to be close to enemies when it goes off. You don't need to kill them by the EMP. You just need the EMP to hit them so that you recover some of your armor. There's going to be cases where there's nobody around and that explosion is coming. So in that case, just make sure you pop in cover. So when that thing goes off, you don't take a random round to the face and you can apply a armor kit. Okay, the next one is the Sanitation, and boy, I think the community is gonna love this one. It's built kind of around the cleaners fantasy. Right now I'm at level 1, working to level 2, so set enemies on fire within a radius, and the animation looks cool on this, by the way. While the modifier is active, each unique enemy set on fire adds 1 stack of Sanitation, which grants extra damage to burning enemies up to a maximum. For 2+ stacks for each enemy currently burning, you're going to repair armor every second. 3+ stacks, critical hits inflict burning on enemies. So your goal ultimately is to get 3 enemies in range and then trigger that fire. From there, you're going to be able to maintain the fire by critting and catching people on fire. It's like having fire special ammo. This one's really good. You can use it offensively or defensively. The damage per stack is 5, the duration 45 seconds. The cooldown is a minute. Explosion radius is 15 meters. Max stacks is at 5 currently, and then repairs per second is 10%. So once you get this to level 3, 5+ stacks, each kill on a burning enemy adds 3 seconds to the duration. That's pretty cool. This next one is absolute nuts. It's called Spiced Up. So all of your armor is stripped. Imagine that, for the duration of this modifier. You cannot aim down sights or repair armor. In return, each successful hit on an enemy adds a stacking weapon damage bonus and recovers some health. And they're underplaying it right there. Just so you know, as long as you're hitting enemies, you are alive. Shoot to survive. You also gain a boost to health, reload speed, and movement speed shown to the table below. At my current level, which is 1, we have a 1500% increase to our health. The damage per stack is 0.6%, reload speed 50, movement speed 12, duration 50 seconds. This thing is wild. When you get to level 5, you're going to get some armor back when it ends or whenever you hit the button again. Because right now what happens is when it times out, you just have whatever health you're currently at. So what do I think about the global modifiers? Well, I gotta say they're pretty good. I had a ton of fun diving into the global modifiers for season 2. It's unlike anything that we've done before, and it brings everything to the table. The power fantasy that we want with that 30% rate of fire and 30% damage, as well as additional boosts that actually enhances our performance. And overall, I think the modifiers bring way more immersion to the game because of how they're themed up against the factions. There is a downside, and that's the global modifier, the fact that it's so tied to the map. I fear that it might lead to some fatigue over the long run. Here's the deal. If your map is all green, then there's no open world activities to do. And a lot of us spend the majority of our time in the open world. It's sort of going to be random things, like somebody trying to challenge one of your control points, which isn't all the time, by the way. It's just periodically. Or a random side activity that's just kind of lingering. Maybe one of the retaliations, which I do enjoy, but I don't just want to do those. Sometimes I just want to chillax and fight my zones, my favorite zones that I like to fight and farm in. And then if you're farming XP, well, I guess this will work. You'll be able to do the whole map and turn on your directives. But if you like a particular zone for farming XP, then you're going to have to keep resetting your map and keep losing your global modifiers. That being said, the active modifiers and the passive modifiers aren't tied to the map. However, they are super conditional. The bulk of the power up for that consistent damage that you can build around is going to come from the global modifier. The global modifier that is designed to get you to play more of the map and the open world also in turn eliminates open world gameplay at the same time. I mean, I get the whole saying it's not the destination, it's the journey. But in this case, it's also the destination. It's a lot of hours in the game to clear the entire map, and you're not going to get there just to reset it and lose all of your power. So that means you're not going to have an open world to play, so you're going to be tied to just missions, which I think in the beginning will be okay, and I think the community will accept that in the beginning. You know, our seasons are 4 months long, and not having the open world to play for 4 months is going to fucking suck. So what's going to end up happening is, of course, we're going to reset the map, and then we're going to conquer it again. That's what's going to lead to the fatigue. It's an exhausting activity, and we want to maintain our power. I don't know. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Otherwise, the modifiers themselves, they're awesome. You're going to love them. Catch you on the next one. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm Tuxedo Bandido, and if you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss out on the good stuff I have coming for you. And if you like content like this, be sure to check out the video I have recommended for you right here. If you have anything you would like me to cover, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make things possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be the same without you.
When you buy a game from Ubisoft, enter the creator code Tuxedo Bandido to support the channel. Easy peasy.
Wait, did we just become best friends?